home start in Pac-12 play as they beat Colorado and Utah this past weekend. It's on to Pullman on Saturday. Before we get to that, Coach, 2 outstanding victories for your team at home, 2 well-played games against 2 very good teams.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. And most of all, it was great to be back home. Great being played back in McHale. I mean, it's been quite a journey, you know. I probably didn't do the best job scheduling, kind of the way things ended up spaced out, but, you know, from December 9th to January 5th, I think it was. I mean, that's a big break. So happy to be at home and glad we played well.
108 points in the paint over those 2 games. And at the same time, your team shot 55% from three-point range. How do those two cool?
Well, a lot of times they complement each other, you know, and you know, obviously if you can get lay-ins, which is, you know, a lot of paint points right there, I mean, those are your most efficient shots you can get, and you also can factor in foul pressure on those. And then, you know, if a defense has to kind of collapse to kind of try to help keep you out of the paint, then, you know, kind of in theory should open up your three-point shooters. So, you know, but there's also a lot of ways to look at it too. I mean, you know, transition baskets a lot of times are paint points because those are layups. So all those things add up together and they allow you to kind of play an efficient style of ball.
Anything in particular you thought your team learned over the 2 games?
Well, I mean, from the previous Sunday, yeah, there was a lot of things we learned, and you know, I mean, these seasons are a journey, and it's about growing, and you know, I'm kind of figuring out some things, you know, that I think can help this team a little bit more as we get down the stretch of our schedule a little bit, and you know, I was kind of gonna hold off to some things for this week, but you know, it's kind of the way things played out. I felt like last week we kind of had to make some adjustments, so we maybe made them a little bit earlier, but I'm looking forward to having a week of practice and just only 1 game this week and trying to get better.
I know since last we talked that a couple of your young guys, Philip Borovichinen, getting a few more minutes here and there, Abrauskas getting a few more minutes here and there. Are both those guys, are you looking for one, or are you looking for both those guys to now continue to contribute?
Well, you know, I'm looking for everyone to contribute, and you know, those guys have been doing a great job in practice, and they're really talented players. You know, just the rotation gets a little tight there, you know, when you only have 40 minutes and you know, you're trying to win ball games, but those guys are really valuable members of our program, and I think they both have great futures here, so we want to invest in them.
All right, so your team gets a week between games, but it is a road game. Washington State's going to play a Wednesday game down in Los Angeles, but maybe just take us through preparations for playing on the road. You've had a couple road conference games. For the new guys that had not played in a conference road game before, what did they get out of the Bay Area? What can they carry forward?
Well, you know, I want to do a good job making sure we're ready. And, you know, playing on the road, you know, you're not going to have the friendly confines at home. You know, you're maybe not going to be able to get on these runs you can get on a home. You know, there's just a little bit of a comfort, you know, factor there. So I got to do a good job coaching our guys and making sure that we understand how to play effective on the road. You know, playing effective on the road doesn't always mean that you got to be, you know, shoot crazy shots and be the most aggressive team. You got to be a smart team, and you got to be road tough. So, you know, we need to kind of, you know, toughen up there a little bit and kind of, you know, we've got some battle wounds, we've got some calluses now, and, you know, formed some scars, you know, from some tough things, and hopefully we learn from them and come out and, you know, we're battle tested on the road this time around.
All right, Cats and Cougars coming up on Saturday in Pullman.